When last, after Kamal Brathwaite. 1. Percival, father and son. Here I am reduced to a mutter of ash, a harrow of bone, a dream of meningitis, where I cannot hum home, I cannot shell peas, I cannot quarantine money. My ambition was a thistle in my crown, a vague map, a vaulted ceiling, bright fruit in my pocket, we blanketed seas. I bundled up my wife and my children. My authority was foot stamp upon the ground. I nailed green stars to our palms. Here I am, reduced to a siege of forgiveness, a flag in my widow's eye, before the shelter of coma, the triumphant corn. In the quiet, in the absence, I transform. 2. Mary, mother, grandmother, here I am, a churning sail without trunk, mast without dugout, boat, a muttering sheet, steering a cot, no plantain, no foo-foo in my mortar's gap. Here I am, a seawall slap, a wailing slip at my window. You daughter-in-law, you granddaughter, my grandson, you bury my son in a Canada plot, cremate him like a Hindi gin, you creosote, you nutmeg dung. I cough you back. Don't stand in my yard under my guinnep tree, don't flood my door, clinging to me, don't conjure his face in my porch lamp skirt. I cough you back. 3. Daughter, granddaughter, orphaned one. Here I am, leaping, precipice whale of banana leaves, whole mountains cut on the bias, cutlass waves and cocoa debris. I run home. Here I am, bracketing breadfruit and guinnep gossip and porch lamp blare, to stand in galvanized prayer in a hail of Mammy Mary's mourning. Here I am, pell-mell in a hurricane curse, her black purse brandished to bruise bone, peel, rind, disown my father's face from mine. Here I am, a ginger lily awaiting a gap in the iron, a bent stalk, a loneliness, a loneliness, a loneliness. Father gone, grandmother has shut her door. One fine Philadelphia morning, all I'll say about this poem is that it's a true story. One fine Philadelphia morning, in a mansion on Walnut, our black heroine awakes. Our black heroine awakes, knowing she's alone, sleeps more. Knowing she's alone, ignores the antique doorbell ringing in a mansion on Walnut. The antique doorbell ringing, the downstairs phone's eruptions, the downstairs phone's disruptions do not disturb our heroine. Our heroine is not perturbed, friendless in this new city. The antique doorbell ceases. Friendless in this new city, the staircase sighs, a door creaks. The staircase sighs, a door creaks. Arthritic trick of the wind, just the wind's arthritic tricks. Our heroine sighs, hello? Friendless in this new city. Our heroine rises, hello? Peers down the railing's cascade. Peering down the dark cascade, sees the thief. She's not alone. Does the man see her? She's stone. His back to her, he tiptoes. Our heroine stifles, help. His back to her, he tiptoes. Down, down with a small black case. Down, down with a small black case. Dispatcher picks up, whisper. Dispatcher picks up, whisper. Ma'am, speak up, I can't hear you. Ma'am, speak up, I can't hear you. Is the suspect a black male? His back to her, she tiptoes. Is the suspect a black male? Dispatches old souls dusting. Old black souls dusting the rails of her grad school studio. In her grad school studio, Du Bois and Ellison march. Is the suspect a black male? Du Bois and Ellison watch. The phone, a cop's loaded gun. A cop's loaded gun, her phone. Yes, he's black. Her tears are black. Yes, he's black. Her tears are black. Aren't all our heroines brothers? Du Bois's and Ellison's march. And that form is a crown of sevens, a form invented by Kate Rushin. Undressing the river too. We want to spin whole towels around us, but stand in the damp a tintinnabulation of ankle bracelets, shifting, delicately rocking from one hemisphere to the other. Our bikini-clad hips are two red equators. The sun peeks through banana fronds, peeks through two copper keyholes of legs and coral pubic bone, peeks through the green-soaked signature of an island naming and renaming itself in the slow, dark ticking of tamarind pods. Wak-tikabuli, are we the catch? Gleam of our anklets, skin dripping with light, silvery fish women market under galvanized awnings or century shadow of stacked wooden stalls, here in Roseau or there in Kumasi, hands deep in the vowel of how to beat coarse cotton clean against the ragged rocks, how to wring provisions from volcanic ash, cassava, dashin, edo, yam, our bellies rumbling with desire for the food this island groans. We walk, the cow now behind us, occluded by a coconut palm, her tamarind eyes, her crown of horns, disappearing in a keyhole of green fire. And then we'll come back to the U.S. I had the privilege of being the gathering of friends and family and community when a good friend of ours, of my brother and sister-in-law in D.C., brought home her second adopted child, a boy, and she was aware that she didn't know the child's mother, of course, until the process of adoption, but she was a young mom. She was 14, and had met someone on the internet, and this boy was born. And I feel privileged enough to have been able to craft my own kind of response to this in this poem. Night, a suburb. Night, a suburb, USA. Afro Sappho's newly adopted son arrives. His mother, only 14, had hidden his coming into the world. She was a big girl, even before waters gathered neath the pockets of her gray XL hoodie, even before an internet chat room and the screen name she'd been willing to meet. Flesh? What bid her rise and go from her safari desk? Hyena? Lion, soft, willing, somnambulant queen, I like you, think you're beautiful, man whole of simple words, entranced, wildebeest, where exactly had they thought to meet? Well, Clem is here, crooned lap to lap in Sappho's living room, pockets the round sleep. He's the animal we've been awakened for, born of the wild surf, a rustling at the back of the sea's trundling throat. Oh, 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 tides, tidal pull, thirst. The strangeness of arms rocking out to raise Clem does not open nor even flutter his eyes. The god's carnival, the taking on of flesh. He's content to trust in the benevolence of all water. What clamors is not the careening need to say something like only, like punishment, like seed. The knock meant for me, huddled on the high wooden veranda, eyes drunk, wildebeest, lion, hyena, giraffe, memory's slope congregates the water's edge, guiding us from bed. Hooves, Kikuyu calls, rapping at the suburbs of a dream, just the mystery of waking, arms raised. Come, look, Clem's open mouth is a bell. This house is a church. And just as suddenly rain recedes, goes where an adolescent mother slips back to the forest of her life. We animals glisten, prey and predator, drawn, gaunt hollows shimmering, fold front shadows to the ground and drink. What labored truce names us mother, father, sister, brother? What famine, what uncommon thirst? How much time? Well, here's a different tone. I guess I'll mutter. I have lost 2 children, a hand to marry, some change, a few pair socks, a gathering of blue hydrangeas. What's left? but a few pair unmatched socks. I have found some friends, books, available apartments, a discarded rendering of a bathing nude, dresses I have liked and worn, and socks. My niece Sage is a tempestuous yogi, golden, unruly hair and certain hands. She's always wearing lion socks. On tabernacle mornings, in the canine hush and rush of trains, I stare at other women, pregnant. Would I remember to wear socks? Would I borrow my husband's sweatpants, his faded jeans, or cusp my waist in a pink sarong and tuck my hands in socks? To have enough for my own home team, to fill a barn, second-hand prams, consignment bibs. How about those paw socks? A light shoe worn by comic actors in ancient Greek and Roman plays. 1, puppets. 2, tourniquets. 3, graffiti on the overpass. School socks. For 3 days, ice made love to the limbs of trees. It was wondrous. The terminal shuddered to the grounded man. LaGuardia's been socked. In a painting somewhere, a rocking chair, a shaft of golden light, a woman sits, immersed, content. She is darning socks. My first childhood home. I have no memory, no basket full of birdies, no wet yarn on the line, just the skunk of sulfur, like Diesel's sour sock. The refinery's eternal flame, its canine caramel sweetness, was our oiled yard Venus. Yellow flare on a hazy horizon, night's white tear in God's sock. Jonah, wisdom's brother, our water boy and drummer. He'll be a man one day. I am crying for the love of socks. Today the sky is freshly laundered. Look how the garments catch the wind. Lay it down, Nehesayu, the wet yarn's trundle, the tug and stretch of socks.